Good morning, darlings. How are y'all doing? Feel the magic in the air? Because there's a lot of it. Today may still trigger. Yesterday I made a post for each of you stating that 36 to 48 hours there would be an intensity in triggers within you. That's going to keep going through today. And it may get intense for some of you today. Sweet ones, today is a glorious, glorious, glorious day. Want me to share why? Because today Mercury goes direct. With that, the north and south nodes are also shifting too. They're shifting from a place of you, for lack of a better way of describing it, it's shifting from a place of where you were putting out karma, and now you will start to, over the course of the next 18 months, you will start to receive any energy that you have put out in the last 18 months. You will start to receive it back. For some of you, karma will bite you in the ass, and for others, karma's going to pat your heart with a whole lot of love. And with that, good morning, Barbara. Good morning, Michelle. And with that, sweethearts, this week is going to propel you, thrust you forward to set new goals, to give you the motivation out of the space of like a stagnation, stuck space. Good morning, Veronica. It's also going to really give you the energies of encouragement, of really assisting you with stepping into you know what you know because Spirit has shown you, Spirit guides you, and you're going to really start standing into that knowing, inner knowing, if you will. Good morning, Davina. How you doing, beautiful? And that is not from the ego, that's coming from the heart, that's coming from your spirit. You're going to find you're going to less and less operate from the ego aspect, those thinkings, those thoughts, that your cosmic heart has literally taken over command of your life, if you will, for lack of a better way of giving you a description for it. These energies forward today for the whole month of May. May is a huge, huge, huge month of change, transformation. And I say that in a different aspect, if you will, than the change that you have been going through healing yourselves. There are many of us that make posts that share with you that your outside reality will change with the change of your frequency within yourselves. Right now, the planet is releasing the energies from within her and all the layers within her, if you will, of stuck energy that creates triggers, that creates some chaos, that creates turbulence, should you look at that and focus your energies on those aspects. However, by her releasing these energies, sweethearts, you can choose to see the chaos and the turbulence, or you can choose to see the holiness, the cleansing, the glory of what is occurring. As these energies release and trigger within you, what they are triggering this week, sweethearts, is all those hidden skeletons, all those ghosts in your closets, if you will, your hidden secrets that you are ashamed of, that you do not want anybody to know. This goes individually, this goes globally, this goes religiously, this goes culturally, this goes globally. This is a planetary energy that is being released. And you are the vessels that get to release it through you. Love whatever arises, sweethearts. Love it back to love, in, of, and through love. I really encourage you not to judge anything that arises. I also really encourage you this week, especially because this is a very powerful week of truth coming out, again, in your individual lives and especially governmentally and globally. As you embrace these changes, sweethearts, much will fall away. Usually when things or people, relationships start to fall away, it ends in a bad parting, if you will. I really encourage you that if you are in any experiences right now where you are not resonating with other people, your family members, your lovers, your relationships in any way, shape, or form, rather than allowing them to end on a sour note, if you will, I really encourage you to stay in your hearts. You're in that space of peace, if you will, and really remember why you are in these circumstances, to breathe your way through it with love and to not react, to breathe first, center yourself, and then handle the experience in whatever way you need to push it towards love and let it end, fall away, whatever label you would like to give it, in grace. God does not judge, sweet ones. Justice is mercy, and mercy is the forgiveness that you allow yourself to accept, give, receive, and employ, if you will. Mercy is forgiveness in any way, shape, and aspect. Forgive yourself and forgive all others. They are all just energy. This week, if you allow yourselves to focus on your creativity, this is a huge week of energies with creativity. These creativities are through this creative energy, if you will discover the Spirit is guiding you to fulfillment, for lack of a better way of putting it. That fulfillment will push you towards understanding and inner knowing what your true purpose is. As Mercury goes direct, again, it's going to thrust you forward. And if you can allow yourselves to truly go within, validate anything and absolutely everything, you will discover that today forward, much will surface for you, come into clarity for you. You will begin to know and see the transparency, know the intent, and see the transparency through all others. Again, sweethearts, it's really encouraged and really helpful to stay in that space of neutrality and observance and love. Everyone is at their own level of awareness, and with those levels of awareness that come out, truth is only, how do I say this? Let me say this. The truth of anyone can only extend to the level of frequency and awareness that they are at. And you're going to find that these people they have continuously sought advice, guidance, healing, and everything outside of themselves, they are going to now start seeing and discovering and understanding and inner knowing that they will see the transparency of those that are doing the healing, that those that are doing the guidance, those that are doing the assistance. They are really going to see the level of truth that they are at, if you will. With every level of frequency that you go through, sweethearts, that you allow yourself to evolve to, you will discover that within that frequency there are 7 layers of frequency you have to rise through before you can get to the next octave of frequency, or the higher frequency. And with the higher frequency you allow yourself to evolve to, deeper clarity, deeper truth comes with it. Good morning, Heidi. How you doing, beautiful? Absolutely, Veronica, absolutely. It is an error in consciousness to believe that just because somebody has powerful healing energies, that somebody seems to know what they are talking about, yada, 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 is the absolute truth of what they say. This week, these energies are really going to bring that transparency out for each of you. It is going to bring remember, we have disconnected the planet from the 3D grid. You guys are planting and anchoring your spirits into the 5D grid. Anything of the old has to be let go. And with that, I really encourage you during this transition, this really transforming space and time continuum, if you will, to allow yourselves to really go within and start trusting thyself. To know thyself, one then becomes to trust thyself. And until each of you can love yourselves in every way, every aspect, within and without, you have healing to do. If you are lacking self-love in any way, shape, or form, your spirit is showing you to go within and to love yourself. Sweet ones, you're going to find with these energies that it is going to ease, if you will, the necessity and the need for outside confirmation, outside validation for you. You will also discover, if you have not already discovered, that any validation and confirmation you need comes to you. Ask and ye shall receive. God dwells within you as you. Heaven is a frequency such as is hell. The planet Earth is all. Sorry, I was listening to my team. It is really, really encouraged, sweethearts, to allow yourselves the gifts that are being activated, the gifts that are being given to each of you. You know, some of them may seemingly seem unreal because your mind cannot wrap around spirit. Your mind will never be able to comprehend some of the things that spirit shows you, gives you, activate within you. And what I mean by that, what I'm going to use for an example is this: telekinesis. That's a perfect example. And your mind needs tangible proof, sweethearts. Spirit is not tangible. I love you too, beautiful. I love all you sweet ones. You're just awesome. I am so grateful and I appreciate all of you. Good morning, Brat. How you doing, sweetheart? And so allow yourselves to really step into, and again, these energies are going to assist you with doing that. Stepping in to validating yourself through yourself. Allow yourself to quiet that mind and to really pay attention and observe all the messages you are receiving through your animals, through the clouds, through flowers, through trees, through nature, through each other, and through the synchronicities not only of number codes, but through interactions with others. There is no greater moment than this moment right now to really step into a space of observation and see through this eye instead of these eyes. The only way you are going to understand the truth and be able to validate any truth or false truth, whatever label you want to give it, is within your heart. Your mind will always convince you otherwise. There is no truth in thought. If you continue to say, I think, I'm trying, I hope, I wish, sweet ones, observe your words. Words carry a frequency. Words are a promise. Every word you speak are a promise you are making to yourself. If you are saying to somebody, I hope karma comes back and bites you in the ass, you're telling God, Creator, Universe, Source, Self, Mighty I Am Presence to come back and bite you in the ass. If you are angry and tell somebody that you wish they were dead, you are speaking to yourself. Every word you speak is giving you an opportunity to observe just where healing still needs to take place within you. It is showing you where you are lacking self-confidence, self-worth, self-love. If you have thoughts and conversations, and I wish this would happen, wishing is seeking for something to happen in the future. That which you seek will never be sought, will never be found until you go within here. The outside physical world that you physically touch, you physically hear, you physically see, are all tools. Every being that crosses your path has a message for you. Now, whether you are open to receive that message, whether you are open and allow yourself to observe that message, is going to depend on how able you are to get out of your mind and to observe, and to hear through your heart, see through your eye here. Now, with these energies, again, much truth is going to come to the surface, much truth about yourself, and it's going to be shocking for some. Memories are going to come up. It's going to be shocking. Anything in your physical life in this lifetime, especially right now in this lifetime, what you all term is dark demons, sin is a good one. Sin is a good label. All of those things that have made you shameful. If you've ever stolen, telling a lie, if you have not healed that karmic energy, neutralized it, and harmonized it, you're going to find if there's anything you're hiding that you are ashamed of, lying about, keeping hidden, it's going to come out, sweet ones. Again, that's what these energies are doing. You have to, you had to, and have to experience the dark in order to know the light. You had to experience what you term sin, horror, trauma, whatever label you want to give it, in order to understand just what you are, and that is love. and that all of those things are not who you truly are. They are just an experience. That's why many of us say there is no sin, there is no dark. All darkness is condensed light. It is still light. It is just light. It's just a sun that has some clouds over it is what it is, sweet ones. And you can clear those clouds just as easy as you can clear your hurts, your angers, your darkness, your demons, your shadows, whatever label you want to give it, sweethearts. So really allow yourself to embrace these energies. Right before, you always want to give, the human always wants to give up right before the finish line. Because they're weary and they're tired and they're exhausted. You got this, sweet ones. Love yourself through it. It is always darkest before the dawn. There is always chaos. Chaos will always precede paradise. Something good always comes from something bad. So allow what you term chaos, turbulence, darkness, shadows, demons, whatever descriptive labels you sweethearts give it, allow yourselves to love it and to release it and to let it go. Move the clouds off of your sun, sweethearts. That's all you're doing. It's all energy. Move the clouds off of your sun. That's right, Michelle. You got it. You got this. We all got this. Trust thyself. Know thyself, sweethearts. Because the more you trust thyself, the more you know thyself, the more you trust thyself. And the more you trust thyself, the more you know yourself, if you will. And let this week and this month of monumental change, if you will, flow through love and peace. It is only important to you, sweethearts, because you allow it to be important. You need it to be important. The human needs it to be important. The human needs importance. The human needs proof, tangible proof. And you are not. You're human. You are your heart. And when you can release that emotional attachment to being human, when you can allow yourself to detach the emotions from you are your body, when you can detach the emotions from your relationships, you are able to love unconditionally. You're able to see from above, if you will, and you are able to see through, if you will. This week, these energies are really going to thrust you into a space of becoming, this whole entire month, if you will, becoming transparent. Transparency in every way, shape, and form, in every aspect. And if there is something in the physical world is a tool, sweethearts. If you are seeing something that you don't like, that makes you angry, whether it's the government, the politician, ask yourself, why am I judging this? Ask yourself, your higher self, to bring you that clarity. If you ask and speak to your vessels, speak to your higher self, communicate with them, you will discover, if you actually hear, they answer you immediately. Anytime you ask and you shall receive. Anytime you ask, you pray, whatever label again you would like to give it, you will discover that the answer is given immediately. Now, whether it takes you a moment, 5 minutes, a week, a month, a year, 5 years, 10 years to receive, and allow yourself to see the answer, hear the answer, invoke the answer, whatever it is going to depend on you. When you can allow yourself to let go of the expectation of how you want that answer, you will be able to observe, hear, see, and receive that answer to your wish, to your want, to your need, to your prayer, whatever again label you want to give it. But the second you ask, you already have received it. Now, whether or not you tune into that, again, depends on you. And how willing you are open to surrender to not knowing and having to know the how, why, where, what, when. When you can allow yourself to surrender, if you will, and when you ask or command or communicate, whatever it is, when you say, okay, this is what I need, and then you let go of the expectation, you surrender it to your higher self, you will find that you are able to receive that which you have asked for much quicker than if you're in your ego mind space and have expectations to it. If you sit there and you ask for something, and then you sit there, but I need it this way, and this way, it's going to take you a lot longer to get it. As long as you have expectations, you're not going to receive what Spirit's trying to show you. How do you deal with your children? I know they are on their own souls with their own paths, and I teach them that, but I find myself being triggered when they act up in school. Please advise. Sweetheart, let me tell you something. Let me share something with you guys. If you have children that are acting up, remember, all is a space within you. Your physical reality, including your children, your lovers, your parents, whatever it may be, are tools for you. Yes, they have their own journeys, and that is where you can really learn about and discover about yourself. If you have small children or even teenagers and they are acting out, they are showing you something within yourself that needs healed and transformed. You can go within, and I'm going to use a young child for this example, because we all know that 2 and 3-year-olds throw tantrums, right? The terrible twos, is that what they call them, or is it the terrible threes? I'm not sure. So, if your child is throwing a tantrum, and, okay, teenagers too, okay, and this applies to teenagers too, you'll get the drift of what I'm saying here. I'm going to use the example of the child throwing a tantrum. If he is acting up, and as parents, as the human aspect of us, we get tired at times of listening to that screaming in whatever. Nothing will pacify them. I'm telling you how to pacify it and how to transform it. Go within. If you can go in and find that space, even if you cannot find that space because you're too emotional, you're too physically caught up in this space, this tantrum, this frustration with your children, breathe through it, go within and find that space in your heart, in that space in your being, and start talking to your inner child. Through you sitting there energetically talking to your inner child and projecting the intention of love, and you send love energy through to in that space of you with your inner child to your grandchildren, to your children, to your teenagers, whatever it may be. That you will notice, and if you practice this, And you'll really notice it if you know anything about and understand anything about energy. Go within yourself and you can change the behavior of them through your energy, because they are an aspect of you. When they act out, they are showing you something within you, not within them. And you change their energy. Like if you sit there and go within, you have a 3-year-old throwing a tantrum and there's nothing physically that you have done. He doesn't need the diaper change. He doesn't need to go potty. He's not tired. He's eating. And the basics are covered. Sit there and breathe. Go within and just get into that space of love and surround them in loving energy. You will notice in a few minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, depending on how strong your energy is able to put out to them, you will find they will calm down. The same with your teenagers. If your teenagers are acting up in school, if your teenagers are experimenting on the not so positive side of the teenage years, if you will. Again, do not lash out at your children, because you're lashing out at yourself. Your inner child is screaming for you to pay attention to it. You want to change the behavior of your children, you do it through yourself. You go within and you love that aspect of your inner child back to love. Again, sweethearts, it don't matter if it's your children. Detach the emotions and see what they're trying to teach you. See what they're trying to show you. They are a tool for you. Even though you're humanist because you're the mommy and daddy, because the human physical world labeled you their parents, I'm telling you, those children are your parents. You're their child. And when you can learn and to see, remember, everything in this physical is already the past. So your ancestors are the ones who become your children and your grandchildren and yada yada yada, and you will eventually become their child or their grandchild. Infinity, sweet ones, you are never ending. They are an aspect of you, and they are showing you something of yourself. And that is how you change their behavior if they are doing something that you do not like. And you don't change it by forcing them to change. You change it through yourself. You go within and say, okay, little Davina, where are you uncomfortable? Where are you scared? Why are you acting out like this? Little Veronica, what can I do to make you feel safe, make you feel secure? Why are you acting out? You don't sit there and go and get into it with your children. You don't sit there and go spank them and hit them and punish them. Don't react. Breathe. Step back from it. Detach your emotions to it. Because as long as you're emotional, it's untrue. Anything that you're given when you're emotional, that's why so many people only pray to God when they're desperate. Because they don't take the time to step back, to detach their emotions. That's why so many people, when they get angry, you get in a fight, you regret everything you say. Because emotions blind you. You guys sit there and you hear the statement, love is blind. Love makes you blind. No. Emotions make you blind, not love. There's nothing about love that is blind. Get out of your egos. Ask yourself why you're judging it. Simple as that. I mean, when you come to understand everything is energy, and you are always, sweetheart, experiencing your own energies. It don't matter if that is through a stranger. It don't matter if that is through your lover. You want to know how awakened you are? You want to know what frequency you reside at, sweethearts? I'll give you the ultimate test to show you. Spend time with your family. Because they can trigger anything and everything. You want to know how enlightened you are? You want to know how awakened you are? Because if you're enlightened, the higher frequency you reside at. If you are so awakened, you will stand in the middle of the most emotional, traumatic moments with your family, and you will be peace. You will not offer an opinion. You will not react. You will not judge it. You will remain in a very blissful, peaceful, calm space of love. So if you really want to know how awakened you are, go spend a week with your family, especially those family members that don't really get along with you, that are always judging you, that think you're crazy. You want to know how awakened you are? Go spend time with your earth family. I'm not talking about your best friend. I'm talking about the family. The brothers and the sisters and the parents and the grandparents and the aunts and uncles that judge you and have judged you your entire life. Because I can guarantee you, sweet ones, you're not as awakened as you think you are if you go and spend time with your family and you start reacting. And again, go within and validate anything and everything I say. I'm not here to walk your path for you. But I am here to assist in helping you and assisting you decoding the layers within the layers within the layers within the layers that you each don't really observe. That's all I'm here for. My purpose, my mission is to love you through it and hold space and share the wisdom of what you're coming into as you decode it within yourself. I find that I'm in and out of being awakened. There are times I don't react and other times I do. Okay, Veronica, why are you judging it as being in and out of awakening? It just is. It's helpful to understand, beautiful. Hi, Christine. Welcome, sweetheart. Welcome home to the family. Big hugs and blessings. Good morning, Shirley. All right, sweet ones. Let's talk about this swing of the pendulum. How about that? Because I'm getting the feeling, and I'm actually tuning into Veronica's energy right now. Okay. I am absolutely perfect, Shirley. Thank you for asking, sweet one. Okay, Veronica, ask yourself why you are full of doubt. Ask yourself why you do not trust what Spirit is showing you. I'm sending you a lot of loving energy, Veronica. I'm not sure if you can feel that or not. Good morning, Nancy. How are you doing? Okay, sweet ones, to answer Veronica, I am in and out of being awakened. Okay, you are in a space right now, and when I say this to Veronica, I'm actually saying this to all of you. Tomorrow is the anniversary of my dad's passing. Your dad is with you, Christine. If you go into a space of breathing and quiet yourself, you're going to find that your dad is trying to communicate with you, and he is around you right now, and he is holding your hand as you're going through this moment of difficulty with him being gone. He is not gone from you. He has never been gone from you, Christine. Death is a transference of worlds, if you will. Never do they leave your side. They just physically lay down their spacesuit and go back to energy. They no longer need the protection, the armor of the physical vessel, which is your spacesuit. But your father has never been gone from you, Christine. He is trying, and I am being shown that your father is trying to communicate to you, Christine. I would really encourage you, beautiful, to go into a space of stillness and a space of silence and really communicate with your father and receive the wisdom that he is trying to show you. I am seeing right now that he is actually hugging you, and if you breathe, if you cannot feel it right this moment, if you breathe, you will find it. You will feel it. Back to Veronica and Davina. Okay. Why do you judge yourself, beautiful sweethearts, that you are in and out of awakening? Remember, I've spoken along with many others. When you get an infusion of light, if you will, these incoming energies, what that does is it will raise your frequency for a couple hours. It will raise your state of being. Let me restate that. It will raise your state of being to really, really happy, on top of the world, very blissful, very peaceful, yada, yada, yada. After you get this infusion of light, you end up falling, for lack of a better label, descriptive word for you, down out of that bliss, that peacefulness, that whatever. Good morning, Melissa. Oftentimes, the human mind labels that or describes that as falling or in and out of being awakened. No, what you're doing is you're in and out as you balance the energies that have now come in to flood the matter or condensed light or darkness, shadows, whatever label you want to give it within your physical vessel. As you release these energies that this infusion of light energy floods to this and brings to the surface, it's like taking a cup of water, pouring more water into it. The water at the bottom comes to the top. The infusions of light come in, they flood into your body. All the dark matter, the condensed light, if you will, it brings it up to the surface to be released, and then you are back into a balanced, neutral state. So it is not that you are in and out of being awakened, sweethearts. What you're doing is balancing the pendulum, the scales, if you will, or you're bringing into 0 point and balancing the masculine and feminine energies within you. That's the pendulum I speak about. So where I speak, you go from one, extreme to the other. That's where you're feeling like you're going in and out of being awakened. I encourage you to do not judge it. Do not judge it at all. And just observe it. Observe it. And you will also look at a red cardinal. Beautiful. Great symbolism. Also, you will discover, sweethearts, in Davina, you will discover the more you practice that within, and you will, again, that's how you change the within. That is how you change your outside reality, if you will, is by within here. If somebody is trying to fight with you, your kids are fighting with each other. And that's a good way to practice it, Davina. When you're not involved and you're watching, say, a little tiff between your children, if you will, and just stand there and really breathe and go within and just tell yourself, if you will, your higher self, send them love or little love balloons or whatever you want. Send them love, and you just sit there and you focus on sending them loving energies. You will find that the tiff will dissipate within a few moments, few minutes. But normally within 5-10 minutes, they are calm and they're on to something else, because you sent loving energy that helped transform that energy. Again, everything is within, it's not without. By yelling at, if you focus on the without and try dealing with it from the without, it's going to either get worse or it's not going to get transformed. You do it through in here. And that will really, Davina, when you can practice that, that will show you just how powerful you are. Another way to show you how that energy works, if you see something, well, I don't watch TV or none of that. If you're out in public and you're seeing, or your neighbor and his wife are fighting or whatever, rather than engage or whatever, just stand there and send them loving energies, and you will find that the energy you send them is going to transform that energy, and their fight or tiff or argument will dissipate as well. That is how you, that is your true purpose here, sweet ones, is heal through in here, transform through here, not through the physical world by reacting, judging, and giving opinions. To go within here and transform anything through the energy of unconditional love in here and project that out. That's how you transform the outside physical reality for yourself individually and uniquely. And not beat yourselves up for the swinging. Don't judge the swinging. Because you will find the more you transform it through the energy of love in your heart, which is your true power, you will find that this will get easier. Caught myself judgmental attitude and realized it is really ingrained in us that it's going to be, and that's observance. Observe. That's how you become aware. You just helped me so much. I understand. Well, thank you. Because that's what Twitter paints my heart, sweet ones, is helping and assisting you. I'm grateful for you, beautiful. And whatever Twitter paints your heart, sweethearts, is showing you the next step to take. If it causes doubt, if it doesn't Twitter paint your heart, and that goes in every aspect, every relationship. If your heart does not Twitter paint, like if you were a teenager with a huge crush, and every time that movie star or that boy in school walks by, or that girl in school walks by, whatever it may be, and Twitter paints your heart, whatever Twitter paints your heart gives you that feeling, that is Spirit showing you the next step to take. And on that note, I have a call coming in. I love you. I am holding you in eternal peace, grace, joy, bliss, abundance, love, and forgiveness, and prosperity. Have a magical, magical, magical day, sweethearts. I love you. Big, big hugs and blessings. Bye now.